Hey, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to a super fun special episode of Yammy Noob. Today, well, folks, we're doing some gooning. As you can see, we're here on the side of the highway, and that is because we're doing top speed and acceleration tests on our new to us Kawasaki ZX4RR. This machine is very special. Nothing quite like it on the market. Totally new frame, totally new engine, 399cc, screamer of an inline 4. And guess what, folks? Yes, it's a giveaway bike. I am the only person in the known universe who is giving one of these away for free. Head over to yammynoob.co. We've got a special going on right now where anything you purchase in the store over $100 is going to get you 5x entries to win this machine right here. You can always sign up for free, become a member, get your entries in, all that good stuff. Check out all the official rules on how to win this ZX4RR. Today's actually the last day on that special promotion, so don't miss out. Now, couple notes about today. We've got a full tank of gas. We have a rider who weighs about 165 pounds. Let's call it 180 with my helmet, jacket, gloves, boots, all that good stuff. I do ride with all of my equipment, of course. I'm a club racer, so I'm going to try to do my best to launch this thing. I'm supposed to be pretty decent at launches and starting bikes, but, you know, it's always been a little bit of a weak spot for me. I'm not a drag racer, so we're not fully prepping and testing this bike to its ultimate potential. The bike is also completely bone stock. Stock exhaust, stock motor, no flash, completely bone stock, doing about 52 wheel horsepower according to some of the dyno stuff that I've seen online. So, you know, we'll see what we get today. We're going to do a bunch of 0 to 60 tests, top speed tests, highway acceleration tests, around the town acceleration tests, and give you what the feeling is like for accelerating with this motorcycle, because I think a lot of people are interested in how a 399cc inline 4 does around town. So let's get to it. All right, folks, 0 to 60 attempt here on the ZX4RR. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to slip the clutch at about 10,000, 11,000 RPM. Just pin it wide open and use the quick shifter up. Let's go ahead and give it a shot, shall we? At 60. I think you can get 60 done in first gear. Let's try that again. Nope. You can't reach 60 in first gear. It seemed to finish at 55. That's why I messed that one up a little bit. I wanted to see right where first gear ended. So you got to shift up into second for a 0 to 60 on this thing. That launch was alright. Try attempt number 2 here, 3 rather. The clutch is grabbing like right near the lever, or the handlebar rather. The lever's grabbing right there. So it's a little hard to slip, but I'm about to make some adjustments. That was 60. Pretty decent. Another 0 to 60 run here. That's 60. Alright, folks, we will average out all those times and get the data for you. Alright, we're now going to test the top speed of the ZX4RR. I've got some traffic up ahead of me, so I don't know how this is going to work out. And this gearing is really tight on this bike. It's a 1448 setup, which is really aggressively geared. You'll see that I click up into 6th at 90 miles an hour. I'm already spinning 9,000 RPM, so we're going to go ahead and give it a shot. We're not going to go that fast. Wide open in 6th. We're just going to wind out the power. gonna get. I've been holding 6 for wide over for a while now. Yeah, that was what, like 30 seconds holding 6th wide open, about 131 miles an hour indicated.
Let me ask you a question, folks. Between these two helmets, what do you think the biggest difference is? Do you think that it's the dreadlocks? Do you think that it's the lack of a chin bar where the helmet is? No, the biggest difference is the fact that this is using some unga bunga epoxy GoPro mount right here, which is ridiculous. And this is using a patrician chin mounts setup. Chin Mounts is a new sponsor for Yami Noob, and we are super excited to be working with them because they make over 300 different helmet-specific GoPro and action camera accessories. And it's gonna make it really easy for you to put an action camera or GoPro on your helmet and record your rides just like Papa Yam does. Right now, fans of the Yam can head over to chinmounts.com/Yami, get yourself 10% off your entire order. They ship for free to Canada and the US as well, which is awesome. So if you want to check out Chin Mounts, hit them down in the description down below. And by the way, they've got this cool thing where you can actually put the camera to a vertical setting so you can create all kinds of crazy TikToks and Instagram reels and share with all of your buddies your ridiculous 186 mile per hour pulls on your R6. Don't be an unga bunga predator helmet wearing squid. Be a patrician Chad. Get yourself Chin Mounts and check them out in the description down below.
I think the biggest issue with this is that it's very limited with the gearing and the power, obviously. I've already looked into this. Factory tune on this is only doing about 52 wheel horsepower. So, I mean, aerodynamics does come into play a little bit, but ultimately, you've got a bike that is just kind of limited, you know? And you're really going to want something that is a little bit more robust with power. I bet you if you geared this thing down a little bit, if you wanted a higher top speed, after you flash it, get that 70-ish wheel horsepower, lower gearing, or higher gearing rather, for higher top speed, I bet you maybe 150, 145 on a good day. I could see it. But 131 is mighty impressive for a beginner bike. I think a Ninja 400 will do about 120, something like that. R3 is 115. KTM RC390 is a little over 100. That bike's geared really tight. So pretty impressive, honestly. I'm going to give another top speed run another try, go in the other direction. We'll see if we can replicate those results or just get a little bit better. Okay, going for top speed run number 2. Look up into 5th. 6th gear. Get around this corner and start settling in. Gonna make sure that's not a cop over there. Because although this bike isn't that fast, you know, if I get pulled over doing 130, that's not gonna be fun. All right, wide open in 6th. That guy was going to turn in. Had to shut it down there for traffic. Seems like we hit about 130 again. I was at 6 for a long time. All right, no signal. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it. All right, 5th gear, wide open. We're ringing it out. Much faster than about 132. 133. I think that's all she has, folks. Yeah, it's about 132, 133 seems to be the top speed. That's pretty good for a quote-unquote beginner bike. That's plenty fast. But again, I think that if you gear it correctly, flash it, I bet you could get this thing to be pretty speedy. Okay, folks, testing the highway passing potential. How we're going to do this is we're here on the highway, we're cruising in 6th gear. We want to get around someone who's going a little bit slower than us. So I'm going to show you how this bike accelerates in 4th gear, going from about 60 to 80 or so, because you drop a couple gears and try to pass somebody if you're on the highway. So we'll go ahead and cut the power a little bit. 60, and try to get around. Oh, that was 80. That was about 60 to 90 or so. I'm doing this in real time with traffic. Let's see now from about 70 to 90 in 4th gear. 70 here, winding it wide open. That was 90. I mean, yeah, it's still a very small displacement motorcycle for American highways, but it will get up and move out of its way. You have to ride it different though. If you were on something like an R7 or an Ninja 650 with more ample torque, you could easily be in 5th or 6th gear and just roll on the power and just pass whoever you needed to pass. This thing, you gotta work for it a little bit. You'll see here in 5th gear, man, nobody's really home in 5th gear on this bike. We'll see here, we'll go here in the left lane, wide open. It's still kind of in that beginner bike passing territory, honestly. I mean, that took a long time to get to about 100 miles an hour, which you don't really need to be doing that often, but I thought that was interesting.
Alright everyone, it's VoiceOver Yam to talk you through the data. I did 4 recorded 0 to 60 polls with the ZX4RR and posted the following times. Keep in mind, I'm not a drag racer and these were normal guy attempts. Your results may vary depending on skill, rider weight, and conditions. They were 4.17, 4.26, 4.24, and 4.14 seconds. That's an average of 4.2 seconds. My best indicated top speed was 134 miles per hour. Not bad for a beginner bike, but how does it compare to the competition and more importantly, the Ninja 400? So according to the internet, with a near-perfect launch, the Ninja 400 can achieve 0 to 60 in 4.14 seconds. So realistically, it's right on par with the ZX4RR. The top speed for a Ninja 400 is claimed at 116 miles per hour. Now keep in mind that is for a stock motorcycle. Gearing changes, downhills, flashed ECUs, or whatever, it's going to change everything. I will say, as a guy who currently races a race prep Ninja 400, the stock ZX4RR doesn't feel all that much faster. But the elephant in the room is that the bike is massively neutered from the factory. We will reproduce these tests after an exhaust and a flashed ECU because we will unlock about 25 horsepower according to the dyno tuner I've spoken to. Now, an Aprilia RS660, a price relative competitor, does 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds and has a top speed of 147 miles per hour, while the Yamaha R7 does 0 to 60 in 3.27 seconds. That's claimed from the internet, so I'm going to guess the real world is closer to 3.5, and a top speed of 139 miles per hour. And just for fun, the ZX6 does 0 to 60 in 3.17 seconds with a top speed of 164 miles per hour. Yeah, it's way faster. That should be no surprise. All this to say, the ZX4 is no slouch, but in bone stock trim with such a detuned engine, it's dangerously close to a Ninja 400. Despite having that wicked soundtrack, the bike desperately needs to be unlocked for it to feel like a true baby super sport and not a beginner bike. Right now, it's pretty much a super sport in sound alone. The performance really isn't there from the motor. Now, the frame and handling are a whole other story, which we will test on track and evaluate, but for now, those are our findings.
Thanks for checking out this video. I hope it was helpful and that you enjoyed. Remember, the ZX4RR is a giveaway bike, so head over to the yammynoob.co website and lock in your chances to win this bike. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See you later.
Brother, only one thing to say to you today. While we sit here, taking a knee, it's a special moment, me and you hanging out here, do it. I don't even got to tell you what to do. You already know what to do. You've made it to the end of the video. You got the time. I know you're sitting there. You want to make sure that you can keep watching yourself some Yammy Noob. So what you want to do, just click that video right over here. Do it.